in place. And then the highest degree of shaykh of all is what's called a shaykh of fath, a shaykh of opening. And that this teacher is someone who's a means for the lifting of the veil from your heart. And these people exist is by virtue of being with them. And you might have all three of these shuyukh in one person. Or you might have two of those characteristics in one person. Or you might just have one. Generally speaking, the shaykh of ta'lim, you might have many of them. But then the shaykh of tarbiyah, of tahdib, is usually only one, or one at a certain time, then you move on to someone else. And then the shaykh who's a means for your opening is that usually only one. We talk about the great opening, and then there could be others in relation to other types of openings. But these people exist, and there's a multitude of stories of the past of that openings that people receive from the great shuyukh. Right? And examples, the most well-known examples of these are, for instance, the relationship between Imam Abu Hasan al-Shadhili and Sayyid Abd al-Salam ibn Mashish, for instance. The classic example as well as the one of that Mawlana Rumi and that Sayyidina Shams and so forth. These are just classic examples, and there are many, many others. And that the shuyukh are that means from their blessing for very powerful things to happen in the life of the murid and on their path to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And all of this is rooted in our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. All three of these meanings, he was the one who taught them, he was the one who that purified them, and he was the one who was a means for them receiving openings. And think about how many hadith that you can pull out of companions that received openings from the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whether it was just his blessed hand hitting their chest, or whether it was just one of them was in the Prophet's presence and then that explains to the Prophet that what happened to him the night before, and all these different instances of that people coming to know Allah and having the veil lifted from their heart from the blessing of being with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then this is an aspect of his inheritance that is carried on throughout the generations. So when people that hasten to criticize this type of shuyukh, they need to be careful. This is definitely an aspect of his inheritance. The outward knowledge is an aspect of his inheritance, just as the inward knowledge and refining someone's character is. And just as being a means for openings is also from a part of his inheritance. And Allah Ta'ala distributes this amongst different people. So if we never mix with people, we never have the opportunity to learn adab from them, or if Allah puts someone in that station, is that they don't have the opportunity to especially resemble the Prophet system in this way, in terms of teaching people that good character and that proper adab. So then that goes on to speak about humility.